Joining us now is Kathleen Yanik, the Communications Manager at the Area Agency on Aging 1B, a shared Detroit-supported charity and nonprofit with us. Kathleen, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So the Area Agency on Aging 1B, most people would think it has to do with supporting those that are aging in our communities, but actually this agency provides a number of different services. So break it down for us. Give us an overview of what the Area Agency on Aging 1B provides to our community.
Sure. So, we are a nonprofit. We've been around since 1974, so almost 50 years. We serve 6 counties here in southeastern Michigan, Oakland being one, of course, the others being Livingston, Macomb, Monroe, St. Clair, and Washtenaw. I hope I haven't forgotten any. So yes, we're all about helping seniors, adults with disabilities, and family caregivers. And our services are all about helping older adults stay, living at home and giving them the support that they need to stay living with independence and dignity in the community. We do that in lots of different ways, and I'll kind of run through kind of a broad spectrum of our programs here. But one of the most important things that we do is we have an information and referral telephone line, and that helps both seniors and family caregivers connect with services and supports in the community. And that can be services and supports that we're offering directly, or it can be services and supports and programs that are offered by other community organizations. And you can see the phone number right there above my head, that 800-852-7795 phone number. That phone number is really the front door to our agency. When you call, we have some wonderful resource specialists who are both very compassionate and very knowledgeable. They'll ask you questions, listen, try to understand what your situation is, see if you might qualify for one of our programs or services, and if you do, kind of help you get started there. And also perhaps direct you to some other supports in the community. Again, that's the front door to our agency. If you don't remember anything else I say today, please remember that phone number is there to help you and is really the first call that you should make if you or an older adult that you know needs help. Another wonderful thing, another program that we have is we have a couple of government-funded care programs that can bring care into the home to help with those, activities of daily living that an older adult might not be able to do for themselves anymore. So that's things like, getting dressed, preparing meals, things like getting to the toilet, running errands, keeping the house tidy. So these care programs bring folks, directly into the home to help older adults and adults with disabilities, get that extra support they need to stay living at home. With our care programs, it's important to remember that there are eligibility requirements. So that might be financial eligibility requirements related to your income and your assets. And it also can be eligibility requirements related to the kind of care that you need. What I really try to emphasize to folks is not to worry so much about those eligibility requirements at first and whether or not you'd qualify, but give us a call to see if, this might be a program that could help you or your loved one. And I am going to encourage, folks that, it's not only the senior that can call us, it's also, that family member that might be, providing care or support. They can call us as well and see if they can get their loved one started in one of our programs. We also offer a wonderful transportation options program called My Ride Too. So it's helping people who might not be able to drive anymore, either because, they're older or because they have a disability. It's helping them connect with transportation resources out in the community. So we have a big database of transportation providers, and you can give us a call and we will help figure and let us know where you need to go and when you need to go there. We'll help you connect with the transportation provider that would be able to help. and we'll even arrange that ride for you. So it's this really lovely concierge program that's doing all the legwork and helping people find those transportation options that can help them. Through that My Ride to Transportation program, we also have a partnership with the rideshare program, Lyft. Now, as you know, Lyft, it really requires you to use a smartphone to schedule those rides. This can be really hard for older adults or people with disabilities. It might be difficult for them to use that smartphone application to do that. So if you call our My Ride 2 program, we'll do that for you. We'll help schedule the ride. We'll help you arrange the payment. And so it really makes Lyft available to this whole, swath of folks that might not otherwise be able to use it and who really need those transportation options. Another thing that I'll tell you about Lyft is you're not just going to get any old, Lyft driver. You're going to get somebody who is specially trained and vetted to help serve older adults and help serve people with disabilities. So that's a fantastic program available to serve seniors here and people with disabilities here in Oakland County. Another wonderful program that we have is our Medicare Medicaid Assistance Program. And this program brings unbiased and free help to Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries. We've got a team of highly trained volunteer counselors, and they get lots of training from CMS every year in our MAP program every year. They can help Medicare beneficiaries compare programs, make some really well-informed choices, maybe even save some money. They can help them troubleshoot problems or answer questions. Right now, it's open enrollment for Medicare Advantage, and we've got volunteer counselors that are ready to help. That's happening through March 31st, and if you give us a call, we're going to help you connect one of those volunteer counselors. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That phone number, 800-852-7795, 800-852-7795. You can also learn more information on the Area Agency on Aging 1B's website, aaa1b.org. That is AAA1b.org. The number 1 is in there. AAA, the number 1B.org for more information. We're joined by Kathleen Yanik, the communications manager at the Area Agency on Aging 1B. So a lot of this goes to senior services for seniors, for those that may have disabilities and need some assistance in our community. But there's also great resources through your organization for caregivers also, because in many cases it's a family member, it's a close confidant of the person in need, and they may not know what they're doing. They may not know entirely what they're doing in that situation. They're learning it as they're going and trying to help this person that they love. But there are resources out there through this agency and through others. But for your agency specifically, what resources are there to assist caregivers in providing that tender, loving care to that loved one of theirs without being necessarily an expert in caregiving?
Yeah, so, caregiving can be, as you know, really rewarding, but it can be overwhelming too. So that's one of the things that we're doing, is we're providing that support for family caregivers. We're doing this in a couple of ways. One, we have a really amazing evidence-based class called Powerful Tools for Caregivers. And that is a 6-week workshop. You meet once a week for 6 weeks with other folks who are kind of going through the same thing that you're going through. And the class is really all about helping caregivers learn to, take care of themselves while taking care of a loved one, because that's, sometimes people kind of put themselves on the back burner. They get really stressed, they get really overwhelmed. There can be some really complicated emotions that sometimes go along with caregiving. So that class can kind of help you learn how to take care of that. We also have a brand new program called Caregiver Coaching that I absolutely love. And this program pairs volunteer coaches, really compassionate volunteer coaches, with a caregiver. And this caregiver or this coach is going to kind of help that person through their journey. They're going to be someone to listen to them, someone to, kind of give them a shoulder to lean on. They're going to help them find resources. They're going to be that, sounding board if somebody's got difficult decisions to make and they're confused about what to do next. So they're, we call them, they're really cheerleaders, lifter uppers, and problem solvers is kind of what I describe them as. And you can go on our website and find out how to connect with that program. You can also call that phone number, that 800-852-7795 phone number, and we'll get you connected with one of our caregiver coaches. It's a brand new program, but it's a really exciting program, and I'm really glad that we're able to give caregivers that one-on-one support that they really need, because it can be really tough.
So Kathleen, we got 1 minute left with you today. I want to give you an opportunity. You mentioned some of the volunteer opportunities to provide help to caregivers. What are some of the other volunteer opportunities available through the Area Agency on Aging 1B?
Yeah, so I mentioned our Medicare Medicaid assistance program. We're always looking for volunteers to join our MAP program as well. Just need to be willing to learn and willing to give us some time, and you can help really save beneficiaries lots of money. So it's really rewarding.
Well, Kathleen, we thank you so much for joining us. Anything else before we let you go that would be important for our audience to know or to be considering at this time about the Area Agency on Aging 1B?
Just please remember that we are here as a support to serve seniors, adults with disabilities, and family caregivers, and we hope you give us a call.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Kathleen.
Yeah, thanks for having me.